Have you ever wondered why so many people, so many students find it very hard to understand mathematics? In my own research, I've found that the systems or the methods with which they are taught these concepts are clumsy, ambiguous, sometimes hard for the children to understand. Here, I would love to adopt some clearer concepts that will make um, understanding of figures and numbers, which we call mathematics, simpler. Today, I'll be treating the 2018 WASEC mathematics question, the theory aspect. Join me on this ride, and you'll never regret it. All right. Question number one. A used car was purchased at 900,000. So we can say that our cost price is equals to 900,000 naira. That's done now. Its value depreciates by 30% in the first year. So we can simply say first year a reduction in value, which is what they call depreciation by 30%. And don't forget that the original percent is what? 100. So if something depreciates by 30%, that means we are saying 100 minus 30 will give us that the remaining value at the end of that year will be what? 70%. That's for the first year. All right. In each subsequent year, the depreciation was 22% of its value at the beginning of that year. So that means from second year down now, we are depreciating by what? 22%. And like we did here, we depreciating by 22% means 100% the original value minus 22% gives us what? 78%. Meaning that first year will depreciated by or will depreciate by 30%, and on the second year will depreciate by 22%, third year 22%, fourth year 22%. Of course, when you're told to depreciate something or reduce something in value by 10%, that means you are talking about 90% remaining. So if someone says they reduce something by 20% or depreciate, which is the same thing as reduce, depreciate by 20%, we're simply talking about what? 80% remaining. So in this case, if someone says the car reduces by 30%, it simply means that the car will be at 70% at the end of the year. And more importantly, once the year ends and we want to start checking again, we'll come back to what? 100%. That is the original value at the beginning, the new value at the beginning of the new year. So actually this 70% is something like this 100. Why is this 70% here and 100% here? Because at the end of the year, it is the value relative to the original 100. Then we come back to this. By the beginning of this second year, it becomes 100 again. Then we can now depreciate again. All right. So in this case, we have for first year, they said if the value, if the car was bought on 1st March, so 1st March is the day they bought it, 2011, 1st March 2011, calculate, correct to the nearest 100,000 naira, the value of the car on 28th February 2015. So we're trying to get the depreciation from 1st March 2011 to 28th February 2015. Let's go for the first year. First year, of course, our first year will be from our 1st March 2011 to 28th February 2012. Of course, they told us that first year depreciation is done at 30%, which the residual value will be 70 over 100 times what? Times the original value of the car, which is 900,000 all over 1. Cancel this and this for this and this. 7 times this will give us that the value of the car at the end of the first year is what? 630,000 naira. Then for our second year, which is from 1st March 2012, the next day after this, to 28th February 2013, we're now depreciating by 22%. Like we explained, if you're depreciating by 22%, that means you're getting a value of 78% residual value times what? 630,000. Remember now, we're no more working with this, we're working with the new value at the end of the year, which is the value at the beginning of the next year. So we cancel this for this, this for this. So we are working with 78 times 6,300, which gives us that the value at the end of the second year is 491,400. That's the value at the end of the second year automatically, which becomes the value at the beginning of the third year. So we have 1st March 2013 now to 28th February 2014, which is the third year now. We are depreciating again with 22%, which automatically gives us 78% residual value times what I'm working with now, the new value at the end of the year, which automatically becomes our new value at the beginning of the year. So we have this. I can cancel this and this for this and this. So I'm multiplying by what? 78. So in that case, I have 383,292. That is the value at the end of the third year. So we are going for the fourth year now. Fourth year, we have from 1st March 2014 now to 28th February 2015. If you notice, that's where we are told to stop. We are told to find the value at the beginning of this year. So in this case, we had at the end of this year. So we're working with this now. So I'm having 78 again because it says subsequently, meaning from 2nd to 3rd to 4th to 5th, all over 100 times 383,292 all over 1. So I can say times 78, then I divide by 100. Divide by 100, which gives us we have 298,967.76. But the question said we should spread this answer to the nearest thousand. So in that case, I'm having, of course, 1,000 value belongs to this thread. So I'm taking it, then checking this. If it is more than 1, I call it 1. If it is more than 5, I call it 1. Add it, it becomes 9. So at the end of February 28, 2015, the value of that car will now be 299,000 naira. Look at what I did now. I'm approximating to the nearest thousand. The next value is more than 5. We'll call it 1, add it here, and of course, all other figures become 0. So in this case, we can say the value of the car at the end of 28th February 2015 will be 299,000 naira. Question number 2. Again, the graph of y equals 2px squared. So graph of y is equals to 2px squared minus p squared x minus 14 passes through point 310. If you remember what we said last time, we said 3 is for x, 10 is for what? Y. Passes through point 310. Find the value of p. So I'm going to substitute the value of x as 3, then the value of y as 10. So one can simply say 10 is equals to 2. P is still what we're looking for. 3 times 3 is 9. That is 3 squared is what? 9 times 9 minus this one will give us what? 3p squared minus 14. So in this case, I can have 10 is equals to 18p minus 3p squared minus 14. So we want to be on the safer side, assume you are transferring. To be on the safer side, assume you are transferring negative so that it will go. We have a 3p there, 3p squared there now. Then this one over, of course, comes, we have minus 18p, this plus 14, then plus 10. Look at what I did now. I transferred this to this. It becomes positive. Now then this is a positive, it becomes negative. This is a negative, it becomes positive. Of course, 10 did not change its position. 10 is still on this other side. Is equals to what? 0. Simplifying further, I have 3p squared minus 18p plus 24 is equals to 0. So notice that I can divide through with 3 now. Divide through with 3. We have 3 divide this is p squared. 3 divide this minus 6p. Then 3 divide this is what? Plus 8 is equals to 0. So in this case, we can factorize. If I'm told to factorize, remember we said we want to factorize, we choose the factors of 8 and 1, which is 8 and 1, 2 and 4. And the one that can give us 6 in the middle, one we add or subtract, is what? 2 and 4. So in that case, and we say whenever I see plus here, I see minus here, that means both factors are what? Minus. So we have p squared minus 4p minus 2p plus 8 is equals to 0. Notice that I replaced this minus 6p with this. So in that case, I can now put my brackets, and of course, if I put my brackets and this, what happens here? This negative sign changes this one to what? The opposite, which is negative now. So I can bring p out, factorizing now. We have p minus 4 minus, what is common is 2, bring it out. We have p minus 4 is equals to 0. At this point, we say whenever you get to this point, and notice that you have the same thing and the same thing, that means you're right. But if you have a different number here, different from this expression, that means something is wrong from the calculation up here. So in this case, since we noted we have p minus 4, p minus 4, that means we are actually correct. So we can say p minus 4 bracket p minus 2 is equals to 0. So I can simply say p minus 4 p minus 2 is equals to 0, meaning that p minus 4 is equal to 0, meaning that p is equals to 4. That is transferring negative 4 to this other side, it becomes more positive. Or we have p minus 2 is equal to 0, meaning that p is equals to what? 2, meaning that our value of p is either what? 4 or 2. The value of p in that expression is either what? 4 or 2. Please, I urge you to get a copy of those questions so that while I solve, you can go through the questions and make sure you understand what the question says before you can follow our formula. solutions. All right, we go to question number 2b.